Hey, this is Tim. It's Wednesday, January 31st, and now I'm reporting to you from inside Shelby Park. The National Guard was kind enough to give us access to the interior of Shelby Park. We've spoken at length with the major that's in charge of the operations here inside Shelby Park, and he also serves a dual purpose as a PIO, Public Information Officer. And so we've gotten a lot of good firsthand information from the Texas National Guard that is currently in charge of Shelby Park. So the first thing you should know is one of the rumors that was going around was that the citizens of Eagle Pass can't come inside in the park anymore since the National Guard took it over. The major assured us that that is not true, that if a family wanted to come inside Shelby Park and use it to play baseball or have a picnic or whatever else, they are absolutely giving the public access to the park. However, if people come here with nefarious purposes and want to be troublemakers and things like that, the National Guard does reserve the right to ask them to leave and not give them access to the park. So that's the first rumor I want to dispel. Second rumor I want to dispel is there's been a lot of stories going around about the governor sending tanks down here. I've heard everything from M1 Abrams tanks to Bradley fighting vehicles. According to the public information officer here in Shelby Park, that is absolutely untrue. He said they have a number of 113 armored personnel carriers. They're not here in Shelby Park. They're in some of the more remote areas and in areas where there's an increased danger level of stray rounds coming over from the Mexican side due to cartel activity and things like that. So they use them kind of as a safe place for soldiers to go in case there's some kind of incoming fire from the Mexican side. But other than that, there are no armored vehicles being sent here to the border to repel the invasion of migrants that's coming across. So as you can see, we hear about a razor wire. You see all the clothing laying on the ground. A lot of this clothing is from prior, before the Texas National Guard took over the park. According to the PIO officer, the crossings have dropped almost to nothing here in Shelby Park since the National Guard took control. They did have a young toddler that was in the river this morning that the National Guard located in the river. The toddler was unconscious when they came across her, and they were able to revive her and get her to a medical facility, and they did follow up, and the child has survived. I don't know any more circumstances on that, but apparently that just happened here this morning inside Shelby Park. But other than that, there's no large groups of migrants coming across. We do know, as I reported yesterday, just 3 miles outside of Shelby Park, and the PIO officer did confirm that, there was a group of 25 Ecuadorians yesterday that came across, but that was about 3 miles outside Shelby Park toward Normandy area out there. So there are still crossings taking place there, but that is kind of what's going on here inside Shelby Park right now. We've taken a tour of the area, including the operations center that's going on here. And from what I can see, obviously the Texas National Guard is doing a great job here in Shelby Park. Now, people have asked a lot about why Shelby Park and what's significant about that, and the major kind of spoke on that. And basically what it is due to the large area that, and there's an airboat coming in right now, so it's going to get a little loud here for a minute. We'll just wait for that airboat from the Fish and Wildlife to pass. Shelby Park became such a critical area is because it's a low water crossing, and due to it being a low water crossing, that's why we had huge numbers, thousands of migrants crossing here. And the major made it clear that, so with the limited resources that the state has, they have to kind of pick and choose what areas that they choose to sit there and focus on. And traditionally, that's based on the ease of crossing that the migrants have, and usually that's based on either it being a low water crossing or some other factor that makes it a lot easier for large groups to get across. And that's how Shelby Park became kind of an area that the National Guard chose to focus on, and of course the federal government didn't like that. But so far the Texas National Guard has been able to reduce crossings here to next to almost nothing. So they've been very effective. Stay tuned. I'll keep trying to bring you guys updates on what's going on here in Eagle Pass, Texas.